Texas Chainsaw Massacre is really weird right now. We're not getting a lot of stats on what certain things do. Some perks say they increase something by 20% and others increase it by slightly. So whatever that means, we really don't know yet. But I'm still here to give you my first impressions of all the grandpa perks in the game and where I would rank them right now. I know people don't want this to be a competitive game, so ranking things is a little like offsetting for some people. Well, this is my opinion, so you might be mad at it. Some people will like it. This is just a video for fun. I love doing tier lists, so here we go. All right, so we're gonna start here with Animal Farm. This one increases chicken detection radius. So that's a thing. Now, to be honest, in this game, how many times as family have you actually found someone because of a chicken going off? I would say it's very, very slight. And maybe that's because you don't have Animal Farm on as a grandpa perk. Maybe, I don't know. But I will say the chickens in this game, they don't do much. Now, if you are in family focus mode, when a chicken goes off or when any sound alert goes off, usually, I think like most of the time, as long as their stealth isn't that high or something, you'll usually see a white outline of the survivors or the victims. So maybe with Animal Farm on, you'll be seeing more white outlines of victims randomly because they'll be getting detected by chickens and stuff. But the chickens are in the same spot every single match. So good victims will usually just crouch around those areas or just set them off and it doesn't really matter too much. And again, we just don't have stats on this. So when it says increased chicken detection radius, we just don't know how much that is, if it's even that helpful. And testing things in this game is very difficult because you gotta feed grandpa to do it. You usually have to be in a public lobby because if you do it in a private match, you need everybody. You can't start a private match if it's just like 2 people to test stuff. You need a full lobby. Yeah, even if this doubles chicken detection radius, it's still not that great. Next up, also going in the F tier, and some people will disagree with this, I already know, Wind Doom. That's gonna go ahead of it though, because this can actually get you some kills. The thing is, at least so far since the game has come out with 3 maps, this is only usable on 1 map, the family house. It's the only map that has windows. But yeah, when they jump out a window, they'll take 50% more damage. Maybe this has guaranteed some kills to some people. It definitely, I mean, it hurts them. They don't know that you have it either because it's a grandpa perk. But the reason this is an F tier is really just the fact that there's only 1 map that it can be used on. If you run on any other map, it's completely useless. It's wasting a slot. It could pop up first in the grandpa perk rotation. And then once you get grandpa to level 1, it's gonna just be wasted there when the other perks should be in that slot. So you could screw over your team by using this on slaughterhouse or gas station. So it can really mess up the flow of the family. And again, having to feed grandpa all this blood just to get like a little chicken increased detection radius or something that might not be useful on the map you're playing is pretty bad. Next up, in the C tier, I'm gonna put in Barge to the Point. So with this one, barging doors always opens them on the first try. But to be honest, how many times have you actually had to barge doors as the family? Not that much, I'm guessing. And this isn't something that you could just run on a character. You have to level up grandpa. And then by the time you get to it, it could be the 3rd tier, it could be whatever. But after all that leveling, then someone has to latch a door and you have to be on the right side of it to barge it, which just doesn't happen often. I've never actually used this perk or gotten footage of anyone using it. Most of the time when you're chasing someone, they don't have time to shut a door in your face and latch it. Because also they have to be getting chased the right way and being on the right side of the door that has the latch in the first place. It just doesn't happen too much. I've had to maybe barge 2 doors in my entire time playing family. The only reason this one's above the other ones is because it actually gives you stat details on what it does. It's always the first try. You always barge doors the first try. And in the future of the game, I can see people actually latching doors behind them because I do it. So if people use this against me, I would know it's really annoying. But I think as the game stands right now, not a lot of people actually latch doors behind them in a chase or anything. And luckily enough, this is usable on every map and every map going forward. Next up, this one I've heard gets people a lot of free kills, which is nice. But you do have to initiate a grapple. The victims do have to initiate a grapple on you. So you can't really control when this goes off. But Suffocating Grip here, it gives you a 20% more likelihood that you'll win a grapple with a victim. So if they bone knife you and you're like struggling together, like spamming F, 20% more likely that you're gonna win it, which is huge because, I mean, that's a guaranteed kill. If you win a close encounter, you just win. The victim just completely dies. The thing is with this one, this is a selfish grandpa perk because it only works for yourself. And I don't know if this is true or not, but this might be an exclusive one to Johnny. Or something, I don't know. Or actually, now that I think of it, I think it's just the only one that can't be equipped by Leatherface because he can't grapple. That might have been what it was. But yeah, this is a selfish one. So for that reason, it's still going in C tier. Even though it can get you a kill, you can never really initiate these things. So it's all up to the victims. And it doesn't help out your family as a team at all. Next up in the B tier, always in sync. So the family focus cooldown is decreased and the amount of time you can actually use it is increased. Which I use family focus. And if you're playing family, I'm sure you use it a lot as well. But if you're not, use family focus as much as you can. You can see all the objectives through walls. You can see your family members through walls. You can see blood bags through walls. You can hear victim voices even through walls and through floors. If any sound alert is going off, you see the victim highlighted, at least most of the time. I don't know if all this stuff is working properly in this game, but a lot of the time you can see white outlines of people. It quiets your chainsaw if you're like revving as Leatherface, so you can actually hear properly. You can, as Hitchhiker, you can see if your traps are broken through walls across the entire map. And as Cook, most importantly, you have to use it a lot as Cook because you can actually see if your locks are still up on the doors, even across the entire map. And if all the auras are looking blurry to you, at least on PC, if you turn anti-aliasing to low and post-processing all the way off, that's how you can actually move fluidly and you'll see the outlines of things much easier. So there's a little pro tip right there. And then the game is just so smooth. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. But yeah, family focus, family vision, whatever it's called. It's very, very useful in this game. Next up, experienced stalkers. Now this one, I'm gonna put it back here actually behind it. This reduces the family proximity warning for victims, which is the little, if you've played Victim, it's the yellow outline around your screen when a family member is close, basically the terror radius or tension track of this game. So it allows for some stealth plays a little bit. The thing is with this one, again, we don't know the details on it. We don't know if it's 50% decrease, 20%, 4%, but I have noticed when it's active that sometimes people don't see me coming, or I'm just able to sneak up on them a little better. I just don't know how big the effect is. But either way, as a Victim player, when I've played Victim, I know being snuck up on and having almost no time to react is really crazy. That's why this one's ranked so high up. It affects everyone, and being able to sneak up on people is very powerful in this game. Especially if their camera is like locked in a spot, like they're doing the fuse box or something, and then they get the family proximity yellow outline right behind them, but they're already being swung on because your proximity range is so close to them. That is really good. But yeah, still not too sure on this one just because, again, we don't know the details. I really want an update to come out where they gave us the details on everything. Like that 1 year that DBD changed from having slightly, moderately, tremendously, considerably in all the perk descriptions to having percentages. That was the best thing ever. So we can get some base percentages plus perk descriptions being modified slightly. That'd be great. This next one, a lot of people are going to disagree with, but it is brute strength. And I know this is a popular one. I see a lot of people running it. Again, it's held back by its description. Slightly increases damage of all family members, and as we know in this game, a lot of damage items, a lot of things in general, do not stack. So does this even work if you have 50 savagery already? If you're playing Leatherface or Johnny with 50 savagery, do you get anything out of this? Is it useless? We don't know. So when I run it, I don't feel the increase. I don't know how much it is. It could be as high as 10%. It could be higher. It could be 2% increase. It could just give everyone 3 more savagery or 7 more savagery or something. But if you're already at 50, like, I don't know. So as far as I've played the game for all these hours, I haven't seen or noticed anything when using brute strength. You can notice the cooldowns on things like always in sync. You know when people jump out a window, they're going to take 50% more damage down here. Increasing damage of all family members is amazing. That's why it's ranked in the middle here, because that's just good in general. There's nothing bad about running this, but we just don't know all the details. And honestly, I'm going to put it right below here just because I really like family focus in this game. I think it's so good for spotting people. So yeah, this one's going like right in the middle. It's like something that I never don't want to run. I always want someone to have it because increased damage in general is great. But just how much are we talking here? Please, devs, give us some answers to all the perk descriptions. I'm going to guess it's something like 4% increased damage on everyone. Next up, Excited Grandpa. That's going at the top of B tier just because, I mean, Grandpa is a UAV in this game. And at level 5, he is a advanced UAV, a Blackbird. Man is insane. So I know a lot of people are disliking Grandpa right now. I know the animations take a long time to feed him, It just takes a long time to level him up when victims are rushing you. So it's really annoying right now. And they can stab him and get him down by like 4 levels with a certain perk as well. So there's a lot going against Grandpa here. But when he is active, if this is like your level 1 Grandpa perk or something, I feel like it's very good. Every time he screams, it is happening 20% faster. I should really go in game and count how long it takes for him to scream again at each level. But whatever it is, I feel like at level 1, he screams every like minute and a half, 2 minutes probably 2 minutes, maybe 3. But this just brings it down by 20%. So he's screaming more often, revealing people more often. And I think that's a really good thing. It forces them to slow down a bit. Because every time he screams, they gotta stand still. If they don't, you're gonna have the whole family on you. Next up, probably one of my favorite ones, Well. This is going in A tier because, I mean, wells are used on every single map. They're a staple part of this game. Once victims are upstairs out of the basement, the only way to get back down, I mean, well, you can use the stairs again, but the only way to get back down safely, or that's not so safe actually. I'm contradicting myself here. But you know, the only way to escape a family in a chase is usually a well, because no family member can follow you once you go down one. But yeah, well makes them take 50% more damage when dropping down wells. Unlike Windoom, which only works on Windows, I really think they should just combine these. And even if they combine them, make it like 30% and 30%, I don't care. Because victims actually have a perk in the game that makes them take less damage from wells and windows, all in one perk. We have to combine 2 Grandpa perks, level up Grandpa to 2 different tiers to get use out of both of these, so it's very odd. Again, another thing that just makes the game seem more victim-sided. They have both these combined into one perk. Anyways, this just feels really good to have because they do take a lot of damage when going down wells usually. If you can get some swings on them beforehand, and if they're like bleeding by the time they jump down a well, even if this perk isn't active, a lot of the time it'll say on the side of your screen they're incapacitated down there, so you can just run back down and kill them before they get back up, or right after they get back up. This just guarantees you so much more damage on them. And almost always when this is active and you've gotten at least like 1 or 2, maybe 3 hits on them before they go down a well, they are going to be incapacitated down there. And again, victims in this game can only be incapacitated 2 times. The first time they get up for free, second time they just fully die and bleed out. So this guarantees a lot more kills. But yeah, turning the victim's like main escape route into basically a death trap is very fun to do. So definitely well is an A tier perk for me. Next up, we got Don't Have All Day, another A tier perk. This one reduces stamina drain from all family members by 20%, which is huge. Not too effective on Leatherface as he doesn't really use his stamina bar really at all. But this is for every other family member. I don't even need to point out a specific one that this works best on because it's good on everyone. You just get 20% more stamina. So yeah, it's an obvious A tier. And then we got this one that might be even better, Well-Fed Youngins. But this one, instead of just giving everyone a base 20% extra stamina bar, this one actually every time Grandpa screams, so it's very good paired with this one, Excited Grandpa, because he'll scream more often, so this will happen more often. Every time he screams, you'll regain 50 stamina. Honestly, these ones are kind of tied for me. Like, I don't know which one I like better, but I've noticed Well-Fed Youngins way more than I've noticed the 20% increase that this gives me. So I'm going to rank it above it. I've been chasing someone as Cook or Hitchhiker or whoever, and I'm just about to have to stop moving, but then Grandpa screams and my stamina just goes all the way back up to 50. So yeah, you can notice this mid-chase. You're swinging after someone, about to run out of stamina, you know you have to stop running for a second so you can regain it. But instead, luckily, Grandpa will roar and it'll just go up. Very nice perk to have. I definitely recommend most teams using this. Also, when I say teams, I've never queued with a friend. I've never queued with anyone in this game ever, not on Victim, not on the tech test, not on the family side. I've played solo the entire time and I've been doing really good. So I don't even use voice chat in this game. Next up, Nobody Escapes Hell. This one, another move. Get up there. Oh my gosh, what's happening? This one is at the top of A tier right here because it increases all the locks on the map. Even I'm pretty sure the Cook's locks. That would make sense, right? Even though he has his own perk that can increase his locks. Either way. It increases the time it takes for you to unlock these by 40%. So 40% is okay. It'll stop some people. You'll be able to get to them before they unlock it, I guess, sometimes. But it also doesn't seem like that much. Overall, locks are the main objective for victims to do in this game. You have to get through locks to escape. So increasing the time it takes by 40% is pretty nice. But I still do think, like, if you max out proficiency, which a lot of people do, you can do locks in 8 to 10 seconds. An extra 40% on top of that is just like an extra 3 point something seconds maybe if you got the 8-second locks. And also the only downside to Nobody Escapes Hell that I've noticed sometimes is that it could spawn in as your 3rd grandpa perk. So you're gonna have to level up grandpa 3 times, and by that point usually most of the locks are already opened, or maybe not most of them, but some of them, so you're not getting the full value. If this spawns in though, if you get good RNG, if it becomes your 1st grandpa perk and you can level them up before they're out of the basement, then all the basement doors instantly 40% longer to open. So yeah, if you get lucky RNG, this could be really good. If you don't, it could be a lot worse. But either way, the main objective is for them to open locks. So a perk like this is very, very good, and that's why it's at the top of A tier. Next up, swinging for the fences. Every time you melee attack in this game, this will waste 20% less stamina, which I don't know why it has a chainsaw icon, because again, I've said this multiple times and people need to test this for themselves, but Leatherface doesn't use stamina when he swings. You can swing and keep swinging and keep swinging. It just wastes your rev bar, but your stamina doesn't go down. So I don't know why it has a chainsaw icon, because it literally doesn't affect him at all. But either way, maybe that's a bug. Maybe Leatherface is meant to use stamina. Maybe I need to bug report it. I don't know. Good Leatherface nerf, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you're going to be swinging in this game, and most of the time when you're swinging after people, you have to stand still. Not stand still. You have to stop running for a bit because you're going to be out of stamina. Even if you max out your stamina, this can happen. This just makes it 20% less likely to happen. If your team has swing for the fences, don't have all day, and well-fed youngins, I mean, you are just stamina kings. I honestly think, like, even though these are A tier here, that might be like one of the best combos in the game, all 3 of those. But again, you have to level up grandpa multiple times to use these. Yeah, stamina being one of the main resources that you can actually see a difference on when these perks are active makes this a really, really good one. And lastly, we got exterior alarms, which going into this game, I thought this was going to be the worst one, which is crazy because it is the best one. I think a lot of people were making fun of this perk right away. Like, what were the devs thinking, right? We thought critical doors meant the exit gates. We thought they were the ones held by the car battery and the generator. And if those are open, this will warn you about them. By that time, people are already out though. So it was made fun of a lot at the beginning of the game, like maybe like the first 2 days. But then people figured out what critical doors and gates meant. And this has become the best grandpa perk in the entire game. If I have the option of running this, I will run it. It is incredible. 5 seconds of highlighted doors. They highlight yellow if you've ever seen those yellow highlights. They highlight yellow once they're unlocked and opened. So that is any door in the game that has a lock on it. I don't think you can turn a random door that has no lock and put a lock on it as cook, and then once they break that and open it, it'll trigger this. I don't think so. But it does seem to be any door in the game that has a lock. Basement doors, doors that lead to different buildings, we usually have locks. Anyone, not a padlock, not one of the padlocks that you close, an actual lock that they have to break. Once it's broken, it'll highlight the door. So it's wall hacks. It is literal wall hacks. It's so good. If you don't run exterior alarms, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out. This is by far no arguments. I don't think anyone will disagree that this is the strongest one in the game. The fact that you have 3 family members and you can go guard other points and still have eyes basically on the entire other side of like the slaughterhouse map or whatever is so powerful. And the amount of times that I have looked down and seen a basement door glow yellow because it was unlocked, and then I just wait up the stairs for someone to come up. Or even better yet, if you see the door open that leads to a ladder room, even better. And then you see the ladder turn red because, you know, someone's coming up. This perk just gets you so many more kills in this game and is one of the best tools of information the family can have. You can have a family member on the fuse, a family member guarding this building, a family member guarding the valve, and still have exterior alarms guarding an entire other area, because if anything glows yellow over there, you're going to know to go over and check. So yeah, this is a very, very good perk. And overall, this is my grandpa perk tier list. Shout out to Cheeto over here, Cheeto Chris, for making this on Tier Maker. He also put all the family member perks here, so I will be doing a ranking of those as well. I haven't had... Do I need to test all these to have an opinion on my tier list for these? Because some of them, like insulated, I don't think I want to test that one. I don't think I can test that one because no one traps lamps. So I'd have to waste a perk slot, run this, probably throw the match for my team. Like, there's a lot of these that are just like Like this one, I got to the top of the TCM Reddit posting about this one because no one knew it existed. And yeah, bringing home the bacon it doesn't make any sense. Whoever made this perk, it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, if you want to see a family tier list for all the perks, let me know. And if you want to see a victim one, let me know as well. Although I don't have a lot of knowledge on the victims because I've been mostly trying to grind and level up the family abilities, which takes a long time. But yeah, let me know if you agree with this. I do think a lot of these would change if we got better details on them. If this was like 20% or something instead of slightly, like if it actually told me what the percentage was, I could judge it a lot better. But I've never noticed a difference when this one's active. So it just goes in the middle here. And there's still things like if lockpicking ever gets nerfed from being, if you have max efficiency, it's like 8 seconds right now. So this really only adds 3 point something seconds of extra time. If lockpicking gets longer in the future, this would go up, probably maybe to S tier. It wouldn't even need to buff this, it just need to nerf lockpicking in general from being so fast. And I do find it so weird how like something like this, an information perk, is at the bottom of the grandpa tier list, but an information perk like this is at the top. If maybe this one highlighted the victim for a little bit of time without having to enter family vision mode, even if it was 2 seconds, I think it would bump it up quite a bit. But you just don't notice the chickens going off most of the time, so that's why this one's so low. But yeah, again, let me know if you agree. What's your favorite grandpa perk to run in the game? Which one is the worst to go against if you play a lot of victim? I would guess it's maybe, well, that's the one you would notice a lot. Maybe this one you've noticed. I don't know if you can actually notice the other ones. But yeah, let me know down below. Leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video very, very soon.